sloppy but profitable trading day to day, mainly for the Nasdaq longs. We're going to go over the trade. There was one micro strategy that was different on SR CounterTrend, and we'll go over that as well. But up on the day, beat the hypotheticals a little bit, plus 450 on the live trade. Sloppy way to make $450. Down on the week, our last equity peak was last Tuesday, the last time we were at equity peak. So working to get back there, a little more than a 3% drawdown from that level. Up on the month, quarter, and year, and a lot of measurements are only done on a end of month basis or end of quarter basis. We drill down to the end of day basis and even the intraday basis when we look at our money management algorithms, portfolio money management algorithms. So let's look at the market and the trades on the day. Here is the Nasdaq futures 1 minute chart. And you can see it's just a slow grind higher, but choppy. You know, it could put some bands around this and buy the dips and sell the rallies all day long. And it was a gap down. And it seems like the kind of market that if it were not August, I think we're just experiencing some August sloppiness right now. If it were not August and VIX were higher, we might have seen a 200-point pop at the end of the day. And if it were not August, Tuesday through Thursday's sell-off probably would have been a little steeper. It was very tepid and slow and choppy, and so just experiencing a lot of August choppiness, sloppiness right now, right in the middle of August. A lot of people base their schedules on school starting and a new season, and so just working through that. And let's look at the 24-hour chart as well. This is the Nasdaq, and bonds rebounded just a little bit this week. Nasdaq pulled back, and it looks like, you know, the way it trades is still bullish. The way it trades intraday is still bullish. It's not volatile. VIX is still pretty low, and even though we have this pullback, and fundamentally it seems like we ought to go much lower, the technicals tell me that the volatility is low and the pullbacks are slow and choppy. So it's just technically it's just a natural pullback. So technically I'm bullish. Fundamentally I'm bearish, but we mainly go with the technicals. We trade price more than the fundamentals because price happens right now and fundamentals can happen at some point in the future or now. And so we trade what's happening right now with price. And let's look at the trading system signals on the day. We'll go over the E-minis, then we'll go over the micros, and then we'll look at the portfolio money management algorithms. I just made a video about that. I posted that. SR CounterTrend, S&P was only 1 for 5. It mainly tried to short today on these SR CounterTrends, minus 725, minus 725 on these two SR CounterTrend versions. Opening chop, minus 537.50. And dynamic turnaround, look at rollover at the end of the day, minus 825. Gap continuation in reverse, capture the long trade though, plus 787.50. The micro signals for this matched, and so you can see here these two short trades, and then you had the tick count trend, dynamic turnaround, opening chop, and gap continuation in reversal. All those trades matched. Now let's look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq was, I guess, 4 for 7. And mainly long trades, and it was we were profitable today on the Nasdaq, up over 2K and down or around 2K in the S&P. So just slightly profitable on the day overall, but Nasdaq was profitable. And this stop loss here, there's a couple of stop outs today that were just at the swing low point that would have made a bigger difference. You know, it's like sometimes when the ranges are narrow and the market is sloppier, you need a bigger stop loss when the ranges are bigger. Sometimes sometimes you think in terms that your stop loss ought to be a percentage of the range, but it seems like, you know, when the market is narrow and sloppy, it goes through the range back and forth more times, and so you almost need a bigger stop loss when the ranges are narrow. Viper stopped out here. It was stopped out yesterday on a trade as well. And then EVP1 was stopped out that low. It was the opening trade, and I originally thought that this might really get going. I thought this rally might really get going. We'd take these EVPs for a couple of 100 points and have a big day. Kept trying to test that low, and it kept trying to go, and then it had one more move down, had to stop us out, and then it never really ran up that much, but it did. This EVP was the trade of the day, plus 2,060. This one has a bigger stop loss than this one. Tick pullback had a trade that got in at the high of the day, and then the market sold off. The market was tepid. Old support became new resistance at 14,750 in the Nasdaq, and that was support yesterday. It was kind of resistance today, and it blew through it to 14.8 and then pulled back. And tick pullback got in at the wrong time. The first time the ticks have been fairly high today, this afternoon, and so we might see some more follow through. Next week is Jackson Hole on Friday. We have NVIDIA earnings on Wednesday, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens next week with those two events as the market's watching. Tick long aggressive was up on the day. It was plus 1175. Tick pullback minus 1,030. Mag 7 was plus 975. And this is the one strategy that did not signal on the micros. We have the micros. In the micros look at the Nasdaq, but it didn't signal. So we'll have to go back and see why sometimes that happens. Sometimes there's a difference regardless of what you do programmatically. You can't always make it match, but we'll still take a look at it. Plus 1155 on this short trade. Really good short trade on the day. Got in at a good point, exited right at that valley on the day before it rallied again. And so the E-minis were profitable overall, and this was a difference. Was a difference, I guess you could say. Let's look at. I mean, if you did not get this trade, then you're down. The micros would be down today. So let's look at the micros. Minus 122.50. The EVP1 was plus 206. This was minus 72.50. This tick pullback was minus 91. Let's see. You have to double click on this or close and reopen the workspace for the values to show up on the axis. Minus 91. To double click on these. And then this one was plus 55. Mag 7 was plus 97.50. And then this trade did not take place on the micro. So we'll look at that. I've also updated these to 1-minute charts. I made a video on the portfolio money management algorithms. You can get those, that update for the 1 minute. The portfolio money management algorithms are an extra add-on and something that is continuously being researched. Let's look at the rest of the indicators in this chart. Then we'll look at the micro money management algorithms really quickly that I already made a video about. VIX 1730 up on the week, not a big number though. Be interesting to see what happens next week. Like I said, Jackson Hole and NVIDIA earnings, market depth indicators, and the tick count trend. You can see from this chart, this gives perspective when you can look at the entire chart like this on the ES. What today was, just a flat day really. Neutral on the ticks after 3 strong red days, even though these are strong red days. This is not harsh selling. It's very controlled selling, and so that's why it does not seem bearish to me until we get some more uncontrollable selling. Bear markets are typically more uncontrollable and sharper sell-offs, and that stick instead of bounce back or go down slowly. And so technically it seems like a normal pullback, even though we should be having fundamentally we should be having more of a pullback, but technically we're still in a bullish mode. Here's the VSD indicators. Overall blue on the day, and you can see the cycles of blue and red during the day. Here are the money management algorithm indicators. Here are the 1-minute charts. You see this on 1-minute charts, the S&P micros, the Nasdaq micros with the MMSave indicators at the bottom that send the data out to the money management algorithm indicator, portfolio money management algorithms. Here's the signal strength trader. No trades today on the Nasdaq market position indicator. You can see the trades there. Let's see what it did today. The final result was on the day. And the final result for the day, the month is minus $90.50. The daily is, that's the annual. The daily is 184.50. And here is the market position trader with the average entry price. And what did it do today? It's up on the month. The daily is $23. So this is slow August time frame right now. Looking forward to next week once again for NVIDIA earnings, Jackson Hole. These are the final trades on the day for Friday, August 18, 2020.
Hey, David Bean here. Welcome to Capstone Trading Systems YouTube page. Be sure to subscribe to join our community of algorithmic traders. We are real money traders. We share our winning streaks, we share our losing streaks, as well as market updates, strategies, and coding tips.